Hi everyone, a very warm welcome back to the monthly Warner tournament from SD League. Today we're with Tman and Bottom Feeder. Tman over on the left in blue playing as the 8th Infantry, and over on the right in red we have Bottom Feeder playing as the 39th. This is the old version of the map. I think that was a mistake. I think it's the new version they're supposed to be playing in the tournament, but it doesn't really matter, to be fair. It doesn't really matter. They're both reasonable maps. Whether the new one is slightly more balanced, I'll leave that for everyone else to debate. So, let's have a look at what Tman has down. It feels like not a lot, but I'm assuming there's just a lot going here at the moment. Jaeger Aufkol up at the front there, getting into a decent position. Some LRS going up here, very defensively, as we might expect from Tman, towards Bravo. Down here, we have a load of stuff. Loads of machine gunners, we've got Stingers, we've got an Eyehawk, we've got some fighting MIT-4s, Pivads, Abrams, an early Abrams, and a Command, all heading to Alpha, so going very hard into Alpha. Up at this side we have a couple of units, an Ito, a Stinger, and a Command. Command obviously going to Charlie, the others going up there defensively, and some Jaeger Aufkol heading up there just to keep an eye on what's coming around the back. If we spin round to the other side, Bottom Feeder has down some Razvedka heading up here. More Razvedka heading into the center there. Some more Razvedka heading down to this little industrial area. The Mi-24 heading up here just to catch out any early units that might try and push Bravo. We also have some 30mm grenade launchers and some Igla pushing into this town. Good defensive units, no long-range ATGMs interestingly. Down here though, we have two T-62s, two OSAs, and a T-80 BVK. The tanks will be passing through Delta and heading up towards Alpha. Quite a strong showing for what might push into Alpha. Obviously, Bottom Feeder will need infantry along with that, but that's a good start. Back to our standard position. All these units just arriving. The M1 Abrams may have been a good choice here if he's going to have to deal with a T-80 and two T-62s pretty early on. It's an interesting spread of units. Command now being called in for that top point by Bottom Feeder. Abrams being called in at the top here as well. Going in, again, a defensive position at the moment. But there's every possibility that Tman will push that top point eventually. Just will want to get his defense set up nicely down here. And at the moment, it's looking pretty decent. He's got some machine gunners, he's got the AT-4s, no long-range ATGMs, but obviously seeing out of this town, really there's only sort of that road and that road you're going to get any good shots on. You've kind of got these tree lines and buildings in the way here. But it can be beneficial sometimes to have long-range ATGMs down here. There is a TOW 2, or TOW 1 I should say, up there. Not good eyes on anything at the moment, but is on the move over here, which will give it better eyes on this road. Conker's coming in at the top there. That's kind of what I would expect for this point, is long-range ATGMs, being able to see out and shoot at anything that's coming in, like the Abrams. Some mech rifles coming in there as well in a M113 Dragon. And a couple more units. A Bradley coming in up there. Recon Bradley. Also heading... Oh, going straight down the middle of the map to here. That's funny positioning for that Bradley to come in. I don't think there's anything there that will engage on it from Bottom Feeder though. But interesting that it's coming all that way. Oh, wow. Quite an aggressive move here from Bottom Feeder. He's pushing those tanks up pretty close. There isn't actually any recon down at this side of the point, I don't think. Is that? No, there's no recon down here for Tman. So you won't actually potentially have seen those? Maybe. Maybe those units have... Yeah, those units have surely seen that T-62. He's surely seen those now. Yeah. Ito called in. M1 Abrams called in. He saw the tanks. He knows they're there. Yeah, I was going to say, surely he will have seen something there. Some Sapri and some 30mm grenade launchers coming in there. LRS pushed up very close here. Currently neutralized, but Tman obviously with that nice advantage from capping Alpha straight away at the start of the game. quite aggressive here from Bottom Feeder. Look at this. Ito managing to get shots off across at these vehicles. Tanks providing good fire support against the infantry in these buildings as these grenade launchers and the Grenzers and Sapri push up. I also hear there's a chopper coming in there. Obviously will again be very useful against the infantry in these buildings. It does still have rockets, so Bottom Feeder got a good little push going on here. Has managed to kill the machine gunner in there. Abrams managing to get some good shots off from that side along with the Ito, really putting the pressure on these tanks. Oh, smoke goes down. Oh, the Ito manages to get the side shot still. The smoke only covers the front of the vehicle, so if you don't manage to get the smoke just right, there is potential to still get hit. Abrams getting hit pretty hard here. Does smoke. Machine gunner here getting torn apart, but the unit does go down there. 30mm destroyed back here. Motostrelki coming in. And some anti-tank as well. Abrams will need repairing. The Ito still putting up a fight here. Could get a shot on this tank. Ooh, very close. Sapri here. Being kept at range by some units. Loads more Sapri being called in. This is a hard push here. Bottom Feeder is determined to get in. Fire team almost down. Abrams is in. Providing some fire support from the back there. Supply moves up for that one. Up at the top of the map, not a lot of movement. The BMP-1 has been routed. There is an Ito in a vehicle there that really needs to deploy. It's about to get hit by the BMP. And the Conker's in the middle here. Oh, Ito goes down because it's still in the vehicle. Abrams here getting hit as well, but can take some hits from these things. However, that church obviously gives a bit better line of sight from the middle for that Conkers. I hear an A10 cannon. Yes, indeed, there is a Thunderbolt in down here. Manages to get the kill on the Mi-24 by the looks of it. And Osa has also gone down in all of that. But Bottom Feeder is in the point. He's still got some Sapri up there. He's got some more infantry pushing around here. That command tank is almost in the point. Abrams will engage on it though. Just front armor. Glancing blow. Abrams takes a nasty hit. Pivad's being used against those Sapri there. T-62's at the back, taking fire from the Itos. Cluster bomber coming in there, going for that Abrams. Abrams, oh, this is going to hurt. Yeah. Abrams gets annihilated. T-80 moves back in. Jaeger Aufkull potentially could get in range of that tank, as could the Jaeger. Lots of Sapri coming in now, though, so that'll make that hard. That command tank getting awfully close to those Jaeger. Unfortunately, they just were busy being distracted by other things. Good push here. Really good push, but at the top, Tman, with a really good push, has managed to get the LRS in. Moved his rifles up into the point. Mech rifles are all pushing in down here as well. No command being moved in as yet, but there is a command infantry being called in. Both players doing some really good pushing here. Currently +2 to Bottom Feeder. Cluster coming in here, going for that other Abrams. Abrams smokes. Is driving forward. It's probably the safest thing to do. Should be, yeah, out of range of those explosions. Does take some cohesion damage. T-62 fires a missile at it. It's alright, it misses. Abrams retreats. Lots of skirmishing still in here. Sapri obviously in these buildings. If they're close enough, they are able to fire those satchel charges. Still do a fair amount of damage, not as much as they once did. Good push going on up here from T-Man. Isn't quite in the point as yet. Bottom Feeder making good use of that Mi-24 to kill those infantry. There is a Stinger here, but obviously... Oh, second Stinger takes it down. But it did some damage. Down at the bottom. Sapri doing a really good job down here. More Jaeger coming in, though, to help defend this point. Tman's doing a reasonable job of defending here, as is Bottom Feeder at the top. I feel like there's overall less here, though, defending this point. I feel like a lot more expenditure for both players has gone on down here. Some more Sapri coming in there. Most of the tanks have been destroyed, other than the command tank. I expect we're going to see eventually another A10 come in to try and kill that. Or the one that came in before, if it gets repaired, might come in. I do think it got out alive. Jaeger and an Abrams M1A1 coming in. Command is in the top now, back to neutralized. Tman maintaining that slight lead. Not enough for a win at this point, though. He continues to push into this point, whereas he's defending pretty well down here and has stalled Bottom Feeder again. Bottom Feeder with more reinforcements coming in, bringing in more T-62s. HE Bomber comes in here, gets a good strike immediately on that command. Command goes down, and the HE Bomber will get out alive, though badly damaged. More infantry coming in there. Lots of Sapri. RPOs coming in this time, though. One squad of Sapri remaining up here. This has been well defended by Tman, but he still has a command to worry about in the corner, whereas his command was destroyed. M1A1 coming in down here now. These rifles trying hard to push up. Good manoeuvring here from the Jaeger Aufkul and the Bradley and everything, coming to cut off that supply route to this point. That Bradley gets in a nice position there. He'll be able to see all the way across there to shoot in any incoming vehicles. T-62s getting some good fire off on these units in the buildings. Unfortunately, that machine gunner is going to die again. Sapri arriving and pushing in. They've done a good job. They're keeping Tman away from that command tank. But the command tank is getting ever closer to those rocket launchers or RPGs. Abrams pushing around here quite aggressively, looking for a kill on those T-62s. Oh, it's going for the command tank. Oh, exchange at reasonably close range here. Boom, command tank is dead. Abrams retreats. Good kill. But Bottom Feeder with a nice 100-point lead right now. 308 to 208. Another command coming in at the top, though, for Tman. Any commands in here? Not yet. I expect we will see one, though. Conker's being brought in. That will be to try and stave off these tanks. M1A1 at the back here, providing good fire support. Loads coming in at the top there. Jaeger squads and Jaeger Aufkul. Again, pushing into this point. Tman managing to maintain that foothold, and no reinforcements are being called into that point by Bottom Feeder. Whereas we're seeing a constant drip of reinforcements from Tman to that point. So he will eventually have overwhelming force there. At the same time, he's defending this point very well, bringing in units here and there, some big tanks and things, and is managing to hold off Bottom Feeder pretty well. There's another T-80 BVK coming in at the bottom. But at this point, Tman looking pretty solid. It really depends if Bottom Feeder can push back into this point, or indeed defend this top point long term. There's going to be a lot of infantry to deal with and no reinforcements going in there. Obviously still has some bombers and things to call upon. M1 Abrams taking quite a bit of damage here from those missiles. We'll have to retreat and get rearmed and repaired. Oh, almost gets another kill though. Lots of damage on these tanks up here. M1 pushing up now. That Bradley is in such a nice position. Look at that there. Look at the range on that missile. All the way to here basically. It's got really good coverage at the back. And it's a tow too, so it's a good chance it's going to hit. That Abrams a little bit out of position here. Everything can fire at it. Thankfully, some stuff's missing at the moment. Ooh, that is very lucky that Conker's missed. Don't think it's long for this world, that unit. It has smoked. It will get out of there. Cluster coming in here. Going for the Abrams. Command is in. Abrams not moving. There it goes, moving, reversing though, unfortunately, straight into the bombs. I think it would have had to go straight forward to avoid that there. Jaeger has managed to make it into the building there. And the Jaeger infantry pushing in as well. Going in quite aggressively. Loads of 30 mils in here. And the Conkers and the Grenzer. Good defensive building though, because obviously it can see all the way around it. It has a better line of sight. Thunderbolt coming in here for fire support. It is going to attack that building. Nice strafing run. Very effective, obviously. Does get a shot off at that recon vehicle as well. Reinforcements were coming in here. Just some supply at the moment. And an Mi-24K at the back. It was landed, though, possibly in response to the Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt coming in down here as well. Likely wanting to go for a kill on that command tank. Didn't get eyes on it. Oh, Osa takes a shot at it. Misses. Does manage to get a missile into that T-62, though. Defensive line holds here. Another tank. Looks like it died at the back there. Thunderbolt being hit hard by the MiG. MiG does go down as well, though. Another Thunderbolt coming across from the other side of the map. Desperately looking for a kill on that command, I'm sure. Good push up here from Tman. Unfortunately, just no reinforcements able to get in there at the moment. Slash being called in for bottom feeder. That chopper obviously causing issues for the Bradley. The other A-10 goes down, but so does the Su-27S. Bradley does get destroyed up there, but Tman looking pretty strong. He is in the point. He is taking control of it. That command is under threat. Good hit from the ITOR there. Side shot on that T-80. Can I get a second one? Looks more like a forward shot at the moment, but it does get the kill. Jaeger taking a lot of fire from those tanks at the back there. That T-80 BVK badly damaged at the moment. Look at all of these wrecks back here. There's a lot of wrecked vehicles. ITO firing again. Loses line of sight. Sapri RPO moving in now. Up at the top. Really the only thing that's gone in there to defend that point is the Mi-24K. And the Pivads is lighting it up. Down here, another tank goes down to the ITO. ITO is not long for this world. ITO over here, though. Misses its T-62 target. But the Abrams getting repaired back there. A couple more Abrams coming in here to the top. Sapri charging in at these infantry. These tanks moving back into position to fire. Someone needs to get a good hit on that T-80. T-62 is getting the brunt of it at the moment. Abrams does have eyes on. Nice hit on the T-80. Doesn't do much damage, though. Smoke goes down. T-62 takes a hit from the M1A1. This Abrams being peeled off to this side. Top point now firmly in the hands of Tman. Currently at +4. Nice lead in points. I do notice there is a random squad of infantry all the way around the back here. I assume, yeah, attempting to get up here to sit in this building and kill reinforcements, but I don't think that's going to do a huge amount at this stage of the game, unfortunately. T-80BV coming in. The command tank having to retreat again. Sapri do make it to the town, but in a very, very bad shape. And again, Sapri RPO down here being pummeled by the tank that was coming in. Conkers there. One missile left. You get a good hit on the M1A1. Cobra coming in. Nothing coming in at any point really to reinforce that top point. So it is now completely in Tman's hands. And down here, Tman doing a good job at defending. Will now focus all resources on this point. Another Cobra coming in there. We'll have to worry about the OSA at the back here. But there is just the one OSA remaining as anti-air. It does look like this game has gone massively in Tman's favour. Agrenza pushing up to the middle here. Tman just played his defence very, very well. And done a very good job of keeping his tanks generally alive. He has lost a few to the cluster bombers, but generally he's done a pretty good job. These tanks moving in now. T-62's flanking that T-80 to try and distract, make them the target rather than the T-80. M1 pushing around here, getting very close to that unit. Hasn't seen it. They can't actually see each other at the moment, I don't think. I'm sure these Cobras will be going in to hit that command. Cobra coming in there just with Hydras. But we'll be able to stun it down. It is reversing out though. Oh, beautiful hit. Beautiful hit. Anti-tank unit takes out the Abrams with a side shot. Absolutely beautiful hit. Osa takes out the Cobra. M1 and A1 pushing up here. Getting shots off on these tanks. Managed to take out another T-62. That T-80 BVK, really injured, is routed at the moment. M1A1 smokes itself once more. It's taking quite a lot of damage. T-62 almost dead. Cluster bombers coming in here. Oh, this could be beautiful. Osa goes down to one. T-62 goes down to the other. And the T-80 goes down to one, I think. And the T-62 is finished off by the tanks. And there's the surrender. Commiserations, Bottom Feeder. Really well played to both of you. Really good pushing at the start there, Bottom Feeder. You were doing really good work getting in that point. But exceptionally well defended from Tman. Can't fault that defense. He did a really good job. And did a very good push at the top as well, obviously. MVP. No real standout units on either side there, to be honest. Other than the M1, which I'm not giving MVP to. Maybe the Ito. The Ito got two 62s and a T-80B. So that's pretty good going there for that Ito. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please do like, share, subscribe. Stay tuned to tomorrow, and we will have the second game from this set.